Welcome to The Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, aka all that is exceptionally average. And today we're talking about a not so basic, yes, basic Uninc. It got a bit of a change up for 2025. So hang out through the rest of this review to find out what's new. I rode this with Union Atlas, Union Force, Ride Deadbolts, and Battalion Acid Boa boots. Got this in a wide variety of conditions, everything from some pretty good late spring snow and even a touch of powder, but not a lot. I also tested this against a lot of different boards in same day comparisons. As far as sizing goes, this is a 56 wide. That was all they had to send, and I really wanted to try this. And no, it's not the size I would get, but I was really surprised at how well it handled my size 9 boots. I think if you were a 10.5, this would be an amazing fit. If I were to get one, and I want one, I really like this board, I would get the 58. Let's talk snowboard dating apps, some things that'll make you want to swipe right. This has a lot of camber and a lot of pop. This has exceptional grip for hard snow, and it has setback inserts to give you some easier directional float in deeper powder. Some things that'll make you want to swipe left. This almost full camber ride is a little technical and catchy for intermediates and beginners. This new nose and tail shape doesn't quite have as much float as the older basic Uninc. So when it comes to shape, this is a true twin, but with setback inserts. When on reference stance, this is gonna feel just like a true twin. This also got a new nose and tail. It used to be a little more blunt, a little more shovel nose like, where now it's a smaller nose for a little easier swing weight, but at the expense of a little extra powder float. This has a very new, very different camber profile. The old basic Uninc had camber to about right here, and it was a good bow of camber, and then a good bit of early rise before the nose and tail. This new basic Uninc has lots of camber to a mellow transition into early rise right before the nose and tail. So it's not full camber, but it's a lot more catchy and technical than most of their Camrock boards where the camber ends about right here or here and starts to early rise. It tracks really well, one footing, flat basing. It's easier to skid a turn than full camber, but a lot harder than Camrock or the regular basic or the Rally Cat or the Jones Mountain Twin. Let's talk edge hold. This has what's called underbite technology. It seems to be almost the exact same edge hold disruption as the old, yes, basic Uninc. And this is on par with many full magnet traction boards. So this is amazing for those people who ride out on the East Coast, need a little extra grip on those really icy days. So let's talk flex. It's got a little give in the middle, as you can see. The tail feels on the stiffer side, and then the nose feels the same as the tail. As this is a true twin, the area where the camber ends and the early rise begins just before the board gives you a little easier leverage than it looks like in studio on snow, and it butters okay. Not the easiest though, but engaging this on an ollie, it just pops well. It has a lot of camber and a lot of spring. When it comes to uneven conditions, the yes basic Uninc has always been a great all-day ride. This extra camber and this slightly stiffer flex, along with this construction, does very well in hard uneven snow. In soft uneven snow, this extra camber can make it a little more bucky. This is about the same as the old, yes, basic Uninc, maybe a touch better. It's great for turning around moguls, but not really great for powering over soft, uneven chunder. There are better boards for that. And when it comes to speed, this isn't the kind of board you get for pointing it. If you want to go off a big kicker, it can handle that kind of speed, no problem. It's just not a bomb the whole length of the run kind of board. At least the side cut doesn't fight you and get hooky or feel like it wants to turn when it's going straight. So that's good. And the base glide's pretty good. I found that it's not the best of the best, but it's definitely upper tier, and if you're consistent with your waxing, this has pretty good glide. One thing I don't like though is all this die cut. It's not terrible, but I'm just never a fan of that because it's not smooth. When it comes to turning, of course this 56 was slow to me because I'm a 9 on a mid-wide board that's better for a 10 to an 11. But for a 9, this turned really quick, and I really got a good idea of what the 58, the board that I would like to ride, would feel like. It's still gonna be super quick edge to edge, great for riding in tight spots in the trees. I don't feel it feeling catchy in the back or wanting to fight you if you need to slalom through some trees. It's always done well for me there. When you get it on edge, it just turns so fast, you think it's just gonna rocket off into a circle carve. It doesn't. It slows down a little bit, but it's still pretty turny, and you can make all kinds of turns. You can do a circle carve, an across the groomer carve, medium radius carves, down the line turns, and it's not gonna feel too weird. This extra camber just makes this even more fun. Yeah, it's not super stiff and powerful, but for a mostly mountain freestyle twin, it does really well, and I love boards like this to carve with. And when it comes to powder, you're losing a little bit of float in the nose and the tail. Let's say if you want to ride this centered, it's not going to be the best mountain freestyle powder board. It's going to have a little early rise. It's going to be a little better than a regular camber board, but you're not really getting that amazing float. Now, if you want to set it all the way back with these setback inserts, it's 22.5 wide, you can get just about 2¼ inches back from center of board, and that's pretty good setback on board for a true twin. So you can start to emulate what it's like to ride a more directional board versus just trying to set back on a true twin like the basic, where you only get 0.75 inches back from center of board, which is nothing. But it's still more than, let's say, the Jones Mountain Twin that's only like around 1.7, 1.75 inches back from the center of board. And it's there with the standard Uninc and standard. They have a tail that has less surface area, a nose that has more, runs a little bit wider, and gives you a little more directional float. But still, it's not bad. I will say I like the old one a little better though. So when it comes to ride and switch, this handles it either direction perfectly. This is a very, very good jump board, better than it used to be with this extra camber and extra pop. Not a great jib board, but an excellent pipe board. So overall, I loved the old, yes, basic Uninc, and I still love the new basic Uninc. This is gonna be a great hard snow specialist, but it's also got all these other amazing qualities that you just shouldn't put it away when the conditions are good either. It's a very versatile all mountain ride, and while it loses a little float, it makes up for it with a little extra pop. So there you have it.